All right, Matt Davio back with Greg Simmons. Greg, we just talked on Monday. Today is Thursday, May 12th. We talked on Monday how markets are coming into the summer period and looking like traders' markets may be back. And, today's, I wake up this morning, futures had hit about 1340 on the SPOOs. Wake up this morning, we're already trading around 1328. So we bounce, we test. Down 9, and we end the day up 10. So it's coming true. I think volatility is returning. The traders' market returning, my friend.
I woke up at midnight out of the blue, some alarm. I forgot to turn off all my speakers, and with the new lab being 20 feet from my bedroom, I heard some dinging and alarms. I came running in here, and we were down, I think, 8 or 9 handles. And I thought, okay, I would have predicted that we would have a down day today if I were in the prediction business. That's what a lot of people keep asking me, what I think, about the metals. And I shake my head. I don't think anything about them. I care about what's happening during the day.
Right.
And the other thing from this last interview we just did, I'm glad you got me today, is I was sitting here struggling with this whiteboard right here.
Yeah.
I've been trying to clear my notes off this whiteboard. Now you just called me. And in that last interview, everybody's yelling at me because I haven't done a video in Scope Labs since Rewards for Failure. And I don't know what anybody got or didn't get out of that, but I just worked so hard on the production that I was so upset that it didn't get a lot of hits. So I haven't done a video since, except for, our interviews here and there, just, because we were chatting about the markets. But this whiteboard here, you just brought it up from last night, is, I did this series in Scope, which was the buzz killing series, where I taught there's 3 major things we all care about, and if they're all 3 not firing, it's like golf. You're either getting off the tee or putting. They all have to be working together in concert, and that has to be your relationships have to be dialed in, your money has to be dialed in, and your health has to be dialed in. And one of the funny things is I just answered an email 2 minutes ago to one of your people from the interview asking me about this, up and down desk that goes, my wife's dog snuck in here. This desk goes up and down on these telescopic legs. I think you can almost see it with a camera. I mean, I can get low or I can get high. Right. It's just a button and it's really cool, and the company should pay me for pimping it right now. But I haven't done an interview, or I haven't done the videos because it's been so damn boring, largely, predicting much of anything. I predict that as the Fed buys every dip the S&P has, the market will be boring and go up. There's my prediction. But the video I was really going to do a prediction's bigger than that, because I have all these market calls that people thought were great in Barron's or Reuters. If you go study it and make sure that I'm not, just making up stories like I caught a fish this big or something. And I went and studied the math. And the only way to predict anything, Poincaré, who's the guy that did topology and the father of chaos theory and all that, and Mandelbrot, who died, a year ago, with the fractals and the recursiveness. And, I've studied a lot of this math because I'm not very bright. I mean, people always say, well, you're in this business of gambling. That's a compliment to me, because gambling is pure. If you walk into a casino and play a hand of blackjack or craps, you have odds that are sterilized, that are pure. Right. When you get in the stock market game, there's so many variables and loose ends, and you know how upset I've been with PIMCO. I mean, I lent them money for 7 days 4 years ago in offshore rate preferred. They don't pay me back. Who could have predicted that AAA rated 1 week paper wasn't going to pay?
Right.
Okay? So the video I was going to do was about redundancy and odds. And, when you and I talk about a market level, we probably both saw 2 days ago that we were going up and hitting a 61.8 on a relative short term. That fails about 70% of the time. I mean, there's a lot of things that, and the same thing with the buzz killing series is all you can do is get some edge.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a married guy. I'm living underneath the same roof as my wife. You want to talk about somebody stupid? Anybody that listens to anything I say subsequent to moving back under the same roof with the same woman who's the mother of my child, but I mean, it's like taking your milk out of the fridge, pouring on your cereal, seeing it's sour, and going, I'm going to put this back in. I'm sure this is going to get better. We live under the same roof. But I did that other video, Breeders, Gold Diggers, and Sluts. But let me ask you a question. Predictability around your house about this time. Isn't there a time of the month maybe something happens?
Well, so we were talking about this. This is exactly there in the markets. There are very little predictability, and we've talked about this. We try to get an edge. And these, as you said earlier, Greg, we've talked about these things. It's like your health, your money, the markets. These things all come together. Your well-being, mental, physical, are all part of it. You have to have all these things clicking, otherwise none of them work, right? And if you can get into sync with what is going on at home, and you asked, I've been married for 18 years, and I'm still dumb. I'm a dumb male, and I just don't, I know sometimes I'm getting close to that cycle starting again, but I usually don't know until after, and it's usually after.
Predictable. You should put it on your calendar.
Yeah, but
I mean, with your relationship, you should go to your calendar and make a big red fucking box on your calendar and say, this is the danger zone. The odds are against me here. It's like getting short the first day of the calendar month.
Correct.
You know mutual fund money's coming in.
Yes.
Don't hang your head out too short.
These are truisms, and so you're absolutely right. And these are the types of things that you and I have always wanted to, and I think we kind of both had a aha moment the other day talking about this, in that we both recognize there are sweet spots to make money. There are sweet spots to not make money. There are times to be in sync with your wife emotionally, physically, and there are times you just want to be away.
I keep my hands up and lay against the rope till her will grows tired myself over here, but no, you can't make it all work. I mean, when we go to this prediction and people come to me, did we know that BlackRock, Nuveen, PIMCO, all these people were going to default on their 7-day paper? I mean, it had been working for the previous 20 years. I think in all these books I've read on neuroeconomics and math and things like this, they call it blind evidence. We assume that everything's okay. Everybody assumed that Bernie Madoff was okay because all these billionaires wouldn't be in there with their money.
Right.
Everybody thought the other guy did the due diligence. And you would assume that, all these benchmarks, the people that do benchmark. I mean, I called Fannie Mae and General Motors ice cold. These guys, Dr. Doom or Peter Whitney, Meredith Whitney. She called subprime. She called it. I thought I called it in 2003. We can all have an argument about who called what, when, where. I have it in writing, okay? She, I guess, has a track record in the 20% win rate ever since. There used to be a gal, I'm not sure she's always been a woman, Elaine Gazzarelli. She's big. She has big shoulders and shit. Big old shoulders. I mean, I'm not sure she's always been a woman, but she called the market crash. I mean, to the day.
To the day, 1987.
To the day, like she said, on October, we're going to crash. I mean, she called the shit, but she's never been right since. She calls herself a quant. I want to throw up. She calls it, well, I want to throw up when I see her, but she calls herself a quant. I mean, we have Peter Schiff. The guy's wrong. Then he's right for a minute. I mean, it's that whole broken clock thing. Predictability. Poincaré said the only way you can predict something is if you can stabilize initial conditions. When I go do algorithmic system stuff, we attempt to take little bite-sized chunks and make this stuff work. This Kramer guy, I mean, they're taking him seriously again. Give me a break. The guy was on Jon Stewart. Anybody who listens to Kramer and listens to anything he says got to go watch the Jon Stewart thing where he says, I'm just a clown. I'm just an entertainer. I'm sorry I lost everybody's money. When you have to write a book about getting back to even, that means you killed everybody. And then he goes and sells that book. The guy is a genius.
He is a genius. Marketing
genius.
Yeah.
Rubini's wrong all the time. Where's Mary Meeker? I mean, to the people that aren't been around long enough, she used to be this internet queen. Mary Meeker says Qualcomm up 50 or 100.
Yeah, well, now
these people do.
Hey, Greg, now Mary's a VC. She's with the biggest VC, Kleiner Perkins. So now she's, not only did she know stocks, but now she knows venture capital. So,
I tell you, I responded to some Bob Prechter, Elliott Wade thing. Now, these guys send me 75. It doesn't matter how often you unsubscribe to these people. I responded to one thing or I forwarded something and they got my name. I mean, they make Amway and the Mormons and the Jehovah's Witnesses look like it's a crazy thing. I mean, they're offering me poison Kool-Aid, and they got their Elliott Wave supercalifragilistic. If anybody that believes any of this shit, it's all charlatanism. This is all lies. It's lies. It's lies. I mean, I'm glad you called me. Now I don't have to do this video. That's it. Benchmarks suck. If everybody sucks and you suck less, you still suck. You need to manage your own money. You have to take responsibility. If you have a job and you make money, you cannot get it. I've done Fire Your Broker. I've done all these videos to try to help people. None of them actually go anywhere. I think you have a lot more subs than I do, so maybe these interviews will be better. I mean, what we should really do is expand on the buzz killing series and say,
I think you're onto something,
stuff
Greg.
I've done. You know, look how dumb I am. Everybody should watch me. I'm a reality TV show. I'm underneath the same roof as the white chick. That little dog just walked by you. I just want to be with my daughter.
Yeah.
So, the ends justify the means. I have a 16-year-old. I want to make sure I know what she's doing. So I pony up and live in a great big house. And again, instead of the jungle, I was camping out. I was doing all right. Now it costs me, $2-3 grand a day to live here. I got the doors open, the air conditioning on. I'm an idiot.
So, Greg, we're talking about our point of views here, and I think you're hitting on something. I mean, I think we should throw it out there. Health, physical, mental, relationships, positive, negative, markets, all these things are coming together. They all have to be in sync. What do you say we start putting together something where we can talk about why you're married, why you're not married?
I didn't do this public speaking school that I went to, this Decker Communications. It was really good. Black in the city, the suit and tie, playing grown-up days. I went to I didn't like public speaking. So I knew I would have to stand up in front of hundreds of people. And, damn, I had the right clothes. I had good clothes. I mean, if you go watch my 1-minute video, you'll see part of it. But it was when I was opening my fund and doing this. And I look and if we can get a Betamax, I got some other stuff, but it makes how old I am. But this makes sense. I mean, everybody's offering something. Everybody's got an S&P system. I have one. Everybody's got, everything I have. But I think this might be helpful to traders is this back and forth. If we say, here's what we got today on health. Here's what we got on relationships. I mean, the really smart or really dumb stuff we've done.
Yeah.
I mean, my stupidity is certainly worth watching.
Well,
and then,
you would be both. I've had my own, abuses of stupidity. So absolutely.
The weatherman can get an idea of initial conditions. And so if you go read all these books, I mean, like I said, I'm in the hundreds of books on neuroeconomics and Malcolm Gladwell and Outliers and What the Dog Saw and Ian Ayer's Super Crunchers. And, the fact that, for whatever it's worth, I say drugs and alcohol kill brain cells. I say only the weak ones. Right. My memory is pretty good still, and I can tell you what happened in Super Crunchers, where at the beginning they talk about the wine vineyards, and the guy was able to predict with a great degree of accuracy, which was going to be the good, with years based on how much rain and everything can be if it's measurable, you should measure it. I get people text me, I'm going to get short today, because I like to be counter trend. You don't get short into the market going up in your face like this. You'll get killed.
Right.
All these people just make these random trades without a game plan. So that's something like we should do an episode on campaign trading, where you say, okay, I'm going to do this for 90 days and I'm going to measure the results.
Yep.
So when it comes to trading, the only way you're going to win is measure the results, because you'll give it all back on the next day if you don't have a plan.
Right.
And, the same thing comes with it. I predict you will lose all your money regardless how good you do through humanity. You'll be in a fight with your wife and you'll break your leg and then you'll lose all your money. Or, if you don't get everything dialed in through, some, I don't know what you call it, point of view or situational awareness or something. But, everybody complains I don't do enough videos. I did this interview. I'll post it on YouTube. Give me a copy. And this was the video I was going to do. It's predictability. All you can do is get edge. You can't predict.
All you can do is get edge, reduce risk, and eliminate, and survive to fight the next trade. That's all you can do. That's all you can do.
It's situational awareness. You have to be attuned to what's going on. My internet dropped here at the new house the other day. I was trading fully automated yen. I turned the thing off.
Yep.
I've lost my edge. If I can wake up and walk in here and find out my internet blipped, I'm dead.
Well,
I don't get stuck in the end.
Wasn't it one of my favorite quotes comes from the Clint Eastwood movie? A good man must know his limitations.
Yeah, I like Talib's line. I don't know if he stole it or it's his, where he says it matters not how often something succeeds if failure is too costly to bear.
Yes.
And that's what people do, is they make too big a bets. I mean, it's so easy. I can give a trading course in 2 seconds. Handle your bankroll management. Don't make a bunch of stupid bets you haven't planned out. And, be able to live to fight another day. I mean, it's all bad money management 90% of the time, is why 90% of the people lose. 5% break even and 5% split the spoils.
Right.
And, it's that simple. It's not a pure zero-sum game in equities, but in options and futures, it's a zero-sum game. Somebody ends up with these profits each time. So, I mean, it doesn't get eaten up in fees like ETFs and all these toxic things that, we all do.
So let's put it out there, Greg. Point of view, rough. Give us your feedback, folks. Send Greg an email. You have our emails. They're on our websites. We'll post this out there.
Absolutely.
MissTrade.
If I got the right draw, we do them live. Take a live, I've seen the guy do webinars where you can see people around the country and people writing questions and then you see who's asking what. And, I always make a joke. I know a guy. If I don't know the answer on something, I know a guy who does. I mean, there's no question about that. I mean, I'll figure it out. I mean, if it's a good question that I want to know the answer to, I'll get it if I don't have it.
Exactly.
I mean, so maybe we get something going there. I mean, I've never asked for anything on Scope. I've never run an ad. I was going to do an advisory site. I can't run a business. But, I certainly would like to memorialize a lot of my things. I mean, I thought the market would have gone down before. I was wrong on SDS calls, but I didn't hurt anybody or myself. I'm going to be right on this short 2-year bonds. You mark my words. I mean, I'm going to jam until interest rates go to 0 or I'm right.
Yeah.
I mean, being short bonds here is just, it's a crowded space, but it doesn't mean it's not right.
Right.
June 30th, QE ends. I mean, what's your plan? Yeah. What do you have worked out? You don't think they're going to front run?
So let's talk, let's put something together, Greg. Give us your feedback, people out there. Give us your thoughts. Greg and I want to start talking about your health, your wellness, your money, and doing it in a manner.
Relationship, health, and money. That's it.
But do it in a manner, and relationships. It all syncs together. There's a reason why Tiger Woods is not playing good golf. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. And
I got a great relationship story I should share, but I'll save it. We'll see if we get any feedback. I got a winner with this one.
There's a reason why Jack Nicklaus said a few years ago. He said, "I don't think Tiger will beat me." And it wasn't because he knew he was out there philandering necessarily. Maybe he did.
I think he might have.
But it was because he realized how difficult it is to be all in a business, all in a relationship, and not give up something with the other. So, this is something that I think is going to be a common theme, is that you have to find a balance to make them all work together.
Well, that's what I said in the buzz killing thing. It's a 3-legged stool. You kick one of the legs out, that stool ain't going to stand up.
Right.
So, I would do it. I mean, if you've got enough subscribers, I mean, I have whatever on Scope, I get requests for more videos. So, this is an easier format for me than doing all that trouble I did in that production on Rewards for Failure. And if anybody hasn't seen Rewards for Failure, maybe go watch it and I'll do another video.
So Greg and I are going to start doing it. Greg, let's commit to doing this. Let's commit to doing it 1-2 times a week, throwing it out there, throwing out some relationship talk, getting down and dirty. Talk about markets, of course, but talk about how not obvious they are, and hopefully, we'll wake people up and wake them a little bit. I'm tired of, frankly, like you, everybody's tired of stock twits, but everybody's tired of, or rather, CNBC, I did misspeak, but I was going to say stock twits next. I mean, it's the same thing. Everybody's hawking, everybody's selling something, but they're not talking about the real down and dirty personal.
I'm telling you, I'll do the next one out by the pool. You can't see with all the resolution of the camera behind me. Yeah, we'll do the next chat out by the pool. I'll get the girls to hold the camera.
All right.
We'll move everything outside next round, and I'll give everybody Hawaii for when it's not even snowing in your guys' neck of the woods now. But
when it's 70 degrees and sunny. We're back to spring.
All right.
All right, Greg. But, until next time, we're going to keep doing this. Point of view.
The prediction video is done.
We're done.
I'm finished with it.
Predictions.
Thanks a lot for getting me today. I'll see you later.